Traveling to Madeira soon? Then you need to watch this honest tour guide where I'll show you the best places, insider tips, and tell you what's really worth your time and money. Hey adventurers, welcome back to the Urban Jungle. It's your trusted travel guide Julia with an honest review of Madeira. Let's go! We're in Funchal, the charming capital of Europe's greenest island, and our exploration starts at the waterfront. The first highlight is the Santa Maria replica, one of the ships that Christopher Columbus sailed with on his discoveries of the Americas. It's not your usual museum ship, but you can book a 3-hour harbor cruise if you want. The waterfront is quite long, so perfect for an evening saunter. I personally love watching the sunset here. If your budget covers upscale restaurants too, then you can enjoy a flamboyant dinner in the design center with a spectacular evening view on the capital. Football fans, of course, have to visit the CR7 Museum, which tells the story and success of its most famous export, Cristiano Ronaldo. Fee is €5 or $6. By the way, we'll have a look at Madeira's second best export, pineapple banana, later. Madeira was discovered by the Portuguese in 1420, which is why you can enjoy the many remaining colonial-style buildings. To defend themselves from intruders, this fortress was built, which you can visit for free. It hosts the military museum with collections of weaponry and illustrates the 600 years of history of the Portuguese army in Madeira. Funchal's old town can be pretty much seen within one day. Nevertheless, it's beautiful and exceptionally clean. You can feel how the locals appreciate their surroundings, and they've really seen so many neatly paved broad streets. Like other Mediterranean countries, life is lived outdoors, so you'll find cute plazas and restaurants with sunny seating. Since we are already in the city center, we need to pay a visit to the cathedral, which is over 500 years old. Amazing! I love the intricate details. Wow, look at all the blue and gold. Unfortunately, I just missed the tower opening times, so I wrote them down for you guys to check out the view. So let me know in case you've been there. And we'll have some stunning views later too. But back to the city center. Funchal has quite a few parks, and this is so relaxing. If you research Funchal sites, the food and flower market will pop up at some point. So here is my take on the market. Definitely do go there, but there are some things you should pay attention to. The flowers are beautiful and can be purchased for okayish prices. However, you need to consider if you are allowed to take them back to your home country. Same goes for fruits, but I assume that you want to eat them here. Understandable. That is what I did too. Some vendors will tell you that all the fruits are grown and harvested on Madeira, which is simply a lie. Also, it's quite hard to keep track of the kilo prices, so there might be some surprises. And now to the pineapple banana fruit, which I promised you in the beginning. And I have to say it was one of my highlights. It's the fruit of the monstera plant and it's delicious. It literally tastes like pineapple and has a quite similar texture. Also, peeling it is a lot of fun. It costs around €8, $9, and I definitely do it again. Travel hack? The market is also a great place to fill up your water bottle and visit the bathrooms. They're pretty clean here. Hidden gem alarm! Do not miss the botanical garden of Quinta Vigia. The small entry fee of €3 goes into the maintenance of the garden and is more than fair. Oh, we got bananas! It seems like a lot of people are overlooking this garden since it's right next to a big park, and the sign for it is also quite small. This only means that you can stroll along in peace on the grounds of the former mansion. Must have been amazing to live here. And look at this view! If you like what you see, then click on the subscribe and like button. It's completely free. You get more videos like this, and it helps the channel to get more visibility. Is this a deal? Thank you! So, like I just mentioned, there is another park right next to it, and it does not disappoint either. Since Madeira is also called the Flower Island, there's a different species of green every few steps. By the way, you would assume that there are many kinds of bugs and maybe snakes, but be assured the island is a safe zone. You'll only meet Christopher Columbus. You might wonder, where do locals go for a swim? I mean, it's an island, right? In Funchal, you have a few options. I found this one quite iconic. Right next to a rubber-deck yellow fortress, there is kind of a pier that leads into the water. If you're not a fan of the cliffs, I got you covered as well. A few quick infos while we visit the town hall square. Madeira belongs to Portugal, so people speak Portuguese here. In Funchal's gastronomy and the tourism sector, English is understood as well. In the rural areas, not so much. You pay with euros, and as a EU citizen, you only need your ID to get here. On your way to the town hall, do not forget to enjoy a delicious pastéis de nata, a custard cream cup. They are super tasty, and I still cannot wrap my head around how this is only €2. A pastéis, a coffee, and a bottle of water. This is the perfect pit stop. You want a Madeira food tour? Then let me know down in the comments, because I can proudly say I have eaten quite a bit. Okay, let me tell you a little bit more about bathing and the beaches. One of the closest beaches to the capital is Praia Famosa. The good? The water is super clear and the beach is clean. The bad? There are pebble stones. Madeira is not really known to be a beach vacation destination, but here are some beaches that have sand. They need to be reached by car though. There is still a good reason to visit exactly this beach. The caves, which frame it on both sides. They are quite dark and wet, but it's so cool. During low tide, you can check them out from down below. Walk a little bit further and you'll get to the public natural pools, which are integrated into the sea. Super cool combo. There is a bar and restaurant attached, serving fresh seafood, which you can pick from their display. Next to the busy main street of Avenida Infante lies another hidden gem with sad origins. The former hospice of Maria Amalia Foundation. The institution started in 1853 after Princess Amalia of Brazil contracted tuberculosis. Her family moved her to Madeira, hoping the climate would help, but she passed. After her death, the hospice was established, and nowadays it's under the guardianship of the Swedish Crown, who turned it into a home for the elderly, as well as a kindergarten and a primary school. And now it's for everyone to enjoy. The garden is open daily. Now to the last highlight. Well, I need to say highlights, plural. We will use the teleferico, the roadway up the hills. And Madeira is so hilly, like you wouldn't want to walk up there, I guarantee you. Also, this way it's much prettier. We're walking up a little further to the Santa Maria Chapel. Another pretty church with colorful ceilings and painting of the saints. But the secret lies even higher. For $150 you get this view. Wow. Thank you, Jesus. Wow. Back down the stairs, we are already greeted by the infamous Monte sledges. Once used as a means of transportation to get down to Funchal, now it is a tourist magnet. Two pros will smoothly slide you 2 kilometers down the hill, which takes around 10 minutes.
Enjoy waiting in line for your way back. Woohoo! And if you thought it ends here, we're wrong.
Autos gibt die Queue.
So you can decide yourself if it's worth it, but it seems like at least an hour wait. That for 27 to 35 euros. Well, let's enjoy the garden then.
The garden is open until 7 p.m. in summer.
Thank you.
But, important, the last ropeway goes back at 5:45 p.m., so consider that for your stay. Okay, let's start our explorations.
Wollen wir Tennis spielen? Hier. Da unten wollen wir hin. Das?
Hier, schon mal unten nochmal.
Oh, Nagasaki.
Is this some kind of omen foreshadowing our next travel destination? Who knows? All I can say is stay tuned. Guys, I cannot tell you how huge this garden is. There are several paths leading through it, all with their own unique charm, different flora, and partially they even have a topic. They all lead to the same focal point, the Monte Palace Manor, which once was a manor, then a hotel in the 1800s, and now part of the tropical garden.
So, a quick check-in with you guys. We've been here for over 2 hours and we're still exploring. Totally different part of the garden. So, I'd say you would need at least 3 hours, and this is so beautiful, but we need to hurry to get the last cable car back, so definitely keep that in mind.
The toilets here are free and clean, by the way. There are some places where you can buy drinks and food, and let's do a speedrun for the last few meters. Actually, there's one thing that I skipped on purpose because I think it's too similar. The neighboring botanical garden. I think one of both is enough.
And here's the ticket office for the second teleferico, which leads to the botanical garden. 10 minutes away, but actually I think if you would want to do both, it's a whole day trip.
Of course, Madeira has more to offer than just its capital. Follow along for my honest opinion and best tips and tricks for day trips. I'll also show you how to avoid the scams and the crowds. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment, subscribe and like for more. See you soon, bye!